Have you ever been in a meeting and wished you had said something, but you don't think of it till later? Don't you hate that?
Absolutely. And today we're going to work on quick thinking skills. That way, instead of saying, I wish I had said, you will have said. Boom, 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 boom. I will need to get some dramatic music, because right now that sounds very amateurish.
Anticlimactic, yes.
Boom, boom, boom. No, it was climactic.
Do you think so?
I don't know. It's a bad word. Let's get on with the program.
Hi. Can your CEO come out and play?
Won't say pretty, please, or speaking little white lies. I've got a rebel soul. I've got a rebel soul.
Welcome to Leaders at Play, a podcast with your hosts Paul and Kelly Marks.
So we're going to teach quick thinking skills, and what is the exercise that we're going to do today?
We're going to play a game called ABC. But here's the thing I've noticed. Most people think when they learn a new skill, something like quick thinking, that they're going to just practice. That's all, just over and over and over again. And
well, it does help.
It does help. Absolutely.
good.
But sometimes if you know the science behind it, I think it makes it a little bit easier to continue the practice and you see the benefits you're getting out of it.
Right.
For example, like the reason you and I do this game is because the left side of your brain deals with
math and science and all of that,
and calculations and reasoning, and the right side is humor and creativity and your emotions.
Right. And so what we're trying to do is go to the right side of the brain to help with that, because if we can strengthen the neural connections on the right side of the brain, it is going to help you with quick thinking skills. But most of the time people don't do anything for that.
Right. Exactly. And this one really does make you work both sides of the brain.
Right. So what we're going to do first is we want to obviously raise the bar of embarrassment, and that's extremely important to us. So the first thing that we do when we do the ABC game, you can just do it normally, but we're actually going to do it with an accent.
Right. And it just makes it a little more fun, too.
Right. And we found that, and they have found studies that show that people learn a lot better and easier when it's a fun workshop.
Right.
So let's go ahead and do that. So the accent that we're going to do, you're Southern, I'm Northern. 1, 2, 3. I flip a coin.
Okay.
It's Northern. It's Northern.
Oh, you've brainwashed me. I almost said Northern.
Yeah. I don't even have a coin. I just said
and
it.
you still won.
Yes. And you fell for it. There's that left side of the brain, not exactly.
Because I'm a sweet Southerner.
Okay. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a Northern accent, so we talk a little deeper.
Bring it.
Right. And so what will happen is I'll start a sentence with the letter A. Then Kelly will start a sentence with the letter B. Then I'll start a sentence with the letter C.
Wait, let me guess. Then I'm going to start a sentence with the letter D.
There you go.
Okay.
That's exactly what happens. Okay. And so like leaders are like, what's the next one? But what we're going to do after that is it needs to relate. All the sentences need to relate. If they don't relate, then you're not doing the game properly. For example, if I'm talking about babies and I start like all babies are sweet and she's like, bats, look at the bats. That has nothing to do with anything. It needs to relate. And what we'll do is we'll do this right now. Go ahead and give us a topic. And we're going to do it in a Northern accent. Anything, any word.
Let's do airplanes.
Airplanes. Sounds great. Okay. Actually, the flight has been delayed. We're not going to be able to go up in the air for another 30 minutes.
Boarding took forever today.
Because we have less flight attendants than we used to have. Everybody's on strike or a little bit upset.
Don't you think you should have had this figured out by now?
Each year we decide we're going to have like enough fuel and enough flight attendants and enough pilots to go, but sometimes that doesn't work out.
Fuel? There's an issue with the fuel?
Go to your seat. You're in aisle 15. You got a window seat. I don't even know why I'm helping you. I am the cockpit person.
How about you call that a pilot?
I like to call it cockpit person, but you know what? Pilot might be easier.
Just know that this is not instilling confidence in me, all right?
Know this. I am actually very well trained. I have 11 years of experience.
Let me tell you, I've been flying a lot longer than 11 years, all right?
My God, just looking at you, it looks like you flew with the Wright brothers.
Now hold on here. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's not very customer friendly.
Orville. Orville? Orville, right. You probably flew with Orville.
Please, you better stop now before I bring in my cousin. All right? He could come and do some damage.
Quickly, I'm going to go ahead and get one of those TSA agents to come on board here and take you off for threatening a pilot.
Right now. Do it right now. I dare you.
Stop, please. Just because you look old and you flew with Orville and Wilbur, right. Boy, my sentences are not right.
Tell me you can fly better than you can talk.
Usually I do this in a better way.
Very well. Now would be the right time to start it again.
Well, let's start the whole exercise over.
Xavier is my cousin, and he's going to give you some cement shoes if you don't watch it.
You better watch your mouth, too. You know what I mean? But we will be serving some food, actually, in about 10 minutes.
Zip it with the convo, then. Let's get the food out.
So that ABC game was done in under 3 minutes.
Yes.
And we actually exaggerated some of the sentences, that's what we're trying to do as well. So what we're going to do right now is explain what we're doing behind the scenes.
Right.
We already said that you want to do an accent to make it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're trying to do as well is to do this game first. You want to do this game in 3 minutes with no mistakes. Then you get it down to 2.5 minutes with no mistakes. Then you get it down to 2 minutes with no mistakes. If you can do this exercise in 2 minutes with no mistakes, you're probably thinking faster than everybody else in the room. And that's going to develop quick thinking skills, and it's also going to enhance your confidence.
You know, and it's something that's really kind of good to mention. And I know you're going to talk about that you can play this game by yourself. But another great way to play this is with your kids. If you have children, playing this game with them does a couple of things. First of all, it's bonding. Look, mom or dad, they're playing games with us. You know, instead of being on their screens while they're in the car. You're talking.
You don't even have to stand for this game. I mean,
Exactly.
It couldn't be a lazier game.
That's your criterion, I know.
Yeah. We're not moving. Let's play.
But the other thing it does is it's kind of like slipping in the vegetables with the dessert. You're getting something good for your kids. You're helping them grow their thinking skills while they're having fun.
Right. So as Kelly just mentioned, I do this game. When I first got started, I did it by myself. Because I used to just sing the alphabet because it was so difficult for me to do this game. So I'll play a guy on the left side, and then I'll play a woman on the right side. And I would do all 26 letters like that. Now, Kelly said I did it because I didn't have any friends.
And I think that's a valid point.
That's not a valid point. But I did it to get better. So that is another way to do this game as well, is to just do all 26 letters by yourself.
The other thing I think that needs to be mentioned is like changing the topic, keeping the topic moving forward. Like we could have talked for the full 26 minutes about actually boarding the plane, but we switched it to I'm being met at the airport, to getting back to my seat. Then we switched it to the Wright brothers, you know, things like that to keep it moving and interesting.
Right. That's the biggest problem that we find is that people do the 26 letters. Let's say it's on chickens and the entire topic is just chickens. You have to vary it. Think of the 26 letters as trying to do 3 topics. Every 8 or 9 letters, you want to switch the topic slightly if you can do so. If not, even quicker.
Right.
I don't believe there's anything else that we need to do with the ABC game except just practice it.
Right.
Almost every single day.
I think you'll be absolutely amazed at how quickly you will see improvement with it. And then from there, how quickly you see it in your thinking skills on a daily basis. You'll actually see the practical application of it.
Right. That's good. Leadership doesn't just happen in the boardroom or in the corporate environment. Leadership happens all the time at home. Sometimes I'm the leader, sometimes Kelly is the leader, or another member of our friendship circle. So we thought we'd share one personal leadership story on each podcast. This particular story is called Leadership at the Grave.
So back in 1993, Paul and I got married. And then in March of 94, little less than a year later, Paul's father passed away. And
Whoa. You could be a little sadder when we're talking about this part of the story.
oh, sorry. Okay. So in March of '94,
That's not helping it. Just keep going. Go ahead. Doesn't matter.
so about 6 months after that, Paul's Uncle Alan was traveling down from Massachusetts to visit the family and also to go to the grave of his brother. And Paul's mom realized that there were no flowers on her husband's grave. And she had a major freak out moment.
Yeah, she did.
She totally panicked. But the last time she had been at the grave, she had seen some lovely flowers at the grave next door. So she called us.
Next door being the adjacent grave.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought like next door neighbor was a great way to put that.
No, it's the grave right beside my dad.
So she called us and told us to get those flowers and put them on her husband's grave.
Right. So we go over to Sharon Memorial.
Sharon Memorial, yeah.
Yep. And it is packed that day. I mean, there are people everywhere.
You make it sound like a festival.
Well, no, I mean, like a festival of mourning or something. But it was busier than I thought it was going to be. So then I had to do my leadership moment. And I said to Kelly, you play lookout, and I'm going to bend down, act like I'm mourning for this guy, whoever he is. And then at the right moment, I will yank the flowers, and I'll put them on my dad's grave, and we'll be done.
So we wait an appropriate amount of time, and I look around, and there's nobody near at that moment. So I look at Paul and I go for it. It's clear. Go.
Right. And so I start to pull the flowers, but I can't get it. I can't get it at all.
So they were stuck. And I'm like, do you have the flowers?
I'm like, no, he's holding them. I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. So I figured we're just going to leave. I mean, we can't get the flowers. Apparently the guy's in there and he's still holding them. I don't know.
This is not mission accomplished. This is mission failure. So
Right.
that was my time to take a leadership moment. And I said, move over.
Yes. And I was lookout.
So I leaned down and I realized that there was a bolt under the urn that was holding the flowers in. So I finagled that for a minute.
Did you like have bolt cutters or what did you have right there?
That's what
just
I
brought this right here.
It's what you always take to a funeral. So I was able to get the flowers free and put them into his dad's grave.
Right. And so now it looked perfect.
Right. And everything went smoothly.
Uncle Alan came. He saw the grave. He was very, very happy. My mom was happy.
It was a great visit.
Until about 2 weeks later.
Exactly. And that's when the adjacent grave's widow had called Ms. Marks and said, did you steal the flowers from my husband's grave?
Right. And then my mom had her leadership moment.
And she hung up.
Yep. We always like to end each episode with a quote, an
Yes.
inspirational quote, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so this one is by George Bernard Shaw. And he says, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. And it's pretty inspirational, isn't it?
That's nice. It
Yeah.
is. It's very true.
Especially since our podcast is called Leadership at Play.
It's leaders at play.
Leaders.
Get the words right.
That is a problem. We want to thank you all so much for joining us.
Yes.
And we hope that you'll listen in for the next episode. And do you want to say bye?
This feels a little like Gracie Allen. Say goodnight, Gracie.
How old are you? Because our listeners are going to be looking up Gracie Allen and seeing she was born in 1895.
The scary part is you're probably right on that age.
Because I have no idea who you're talking about. Because I'm so young.
Oh, right. You're 2 years older than I am.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I can be good